Hi guys, and welcome to my domain. So, okay, well first of all, I know this is like very quirky to bring up, but like I was looking at some of my old stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I really have been on this channel for a long time already, honestly. Because I was looking at my FNAF, what is it? The Pizzeria Simulator. Why could I not think of that? I was just recently looking at that playlist like not too long ago, and I saw that I was wearing this hat. I was like, oh my god, have I really not wore that hat for a long time? And then when I was watching that brought up memories from that past year, and then brought up FNAF and then Marketplace. Like, it brought up a lot of old memories, and I was just like going down little nostalgia lane of when everything used to be more simple, and when I was just a teenager and life wasn't so complicated because now I'm becoming an adult. That kind of thing, yeah. So anyways, though, you don't need to hear my life story and why I am currently not feeling the best as a no, I'm just kidding. But we are going to be doing a little something different, of course, in gaming videos. As y'all know, I asked y'all to ask me some questions for my Q&A video. Well, today I am finally going to get around to doing that. I want to make sure that I get a lot of good answers to y'all's questions, and I want to make sure I get everybody in there. So even if you ask multiple questions, I might not be able to answer them all if you asked a lot, but I will get around to answering everybody. So we'll just see. I know, like, Nicole, my friend, she asked a lot of questions, so I probably won't answer everything, but I will save those questions for next time around, if y'all get what I'm saying, basically. So we are going to start off with the YouTube comments. And by the way, I do want to thank everybody who commented. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. And you know, I always appreciate y'all as subscribers, as people who view, whatever the case may be. Thank y'all so much, because all of y'all have helped contribute to the growth of this channel. So we're going to start off with Caleb, and he's actually a good friend of mine as well. I know him in real life, IRL. It's just kind of so weird to say. But I do know him in real life, and he asked me, what is your dream for this channel? Where do you see yourself as a YouTuber today versus where you're headed? So that's actually pretty an interesting question. I mean, I think a lot of YouTubers, of course, when they want to start out, is they want to, you know, think big. They want to see their channels be as big as all of the other channels that they've watched. Most channels, obviously, usually have some kind of role model that they look up to, or at least someone that they want to be like, not necessarily be, but want to be like. So there are a few, you know, like whether it be like Markiplier's channel, I always bring him up. I actually don't watch him nearly as, actually I haven't watched him in a long time, but it's just something to bring up because I still wish to be a part of that community that he has built. So really, to answer that question, it's really just about building a big community. Not necessarily, no, let me have the most subscribers and all of that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it would be nice, it would be very cool. But I love the aspect of having to talk with people, whether they're like close to me, whether they're super far away across the whole darn world. It's just crazy, and I just love it. That kind of sense of community where I get to talk with people from all different types of nationalities, from all different age groups, you know, it's pretty interesting. I think that's pretty cool. So where I see myself today, I just kind of see myself as just some dude doing YouTube videos as a hobby, basically. But I have met a lot of cool people already. I always have someone to talk to, as I've mentioned previously, in my live streams. So I do thank y'all for all that. And I just, you know, I just see myself as this one dude making gaming videos on YouTube in the small minutia of YouTube. I feel like I'm in the minutia of YouTube, basically. But where I feel like I'm headed, I do feel like I'm headed on a very larger path. I mean, I have been very dedicated to this channel for a very long time, so I'm wanting to get to that point. You know, I'm really trying to put in the effort to try and get to the bigger and better things about my channel. But again, even if it were to stay like this, I wouldn't necessarily mind that. I mean, I've still met cool people, and I've still created, you know, good bonds with these people that I could just never necessarily have in a bigger channel. So I appreciate what I have now, I guess you could say. So the next one is from another friend of mine. I don't know him in real life, but he's been a really good friend of mine. He's stuck around me since Fusion Fall. Good man, my man Epics over here. So he asked me, what is the funniest or funnest stream? So that's kind of a hard one, because I feel like all my streams are like somewhat unique, whether I'm just doing my own thing and it's kind of like a chill stream. And chill to me can be fun, but also there are really funny ones where I know I just laugh my butt off it with y'all and just have a really good time. Honestly, I feel like that one of my best streams, I don't exactly remember the South Park part. That was kind of a weird tongue twister to say. I don't exactly remember which stream that was, but there was one specific stream where I remember someone commenting like, "Oh, this is your funniest stream ever." And I believe that was, actually, I think that was the last one. I think that's the last one I did. And it was super fun. I had a lot of people in there. We were just all joking around in there because, you know, it's friggin' South Park. So I think that was probably one, if not my funniest stream that I've done today. I've still enjoyed things like the Pokemon Sword streams that I've been doing. So there's just a lot of streams that I think I've found fun, but that's one that's very memorable to me. So the next one was, and by the way, this is my mom's comment. I know. Her name is Peggy. Hello, mother. She's been very supportive of my channel, honestly. She's been there for me for a long time. She doesn't even really watch gaming content, but she's like, "Yeah, go son." You know, being the supportive mother that she is. I love her to death. You gotta love your mom. Love your mom, or, you know, love the ones that love you at least. But she was saying, what are my top 5 games? What is the first game you remember playing? And by the way, love your gaming channel. Thank you, Mom. I always appreciate it. I know it comes from the heart. Oh, this is going to be actually kind of a tough one to think. So it's kind of hard to pick 5, to be honest, especially like, because there's a lot of games, you guys, that I just have a lot of like favorites. If you look on my channel banner, most of those are all of those are my favorites ever. And all of those hold some kind of significant meaning or have significant memories to me. So I would have to go like a top 6, honestly. And my top 6 would have to include, and this is not in any specific order, but it would be Undertale, Gears of War 3, Dragon Age, Batman Arkham City, Dark Souls 1, and the Walking Dead Telltale series. Now, I know those are kind of all like mixed in there. It's kind of like weird. I mean, a lot of those don't really have any like true correlation with each other, for like, they're not all RPGs, they're not all shooters. They just all hold very significant memories with me, and for different reasons, whether it was because I played with my mom or dad, or it was just like something I really had a good memory with friends. There's just a lot of things, and that's why I picked those as my top 6. Like, pick top 5. It was hard. But yeah, like I said, everything on my channel banner is really my favorite. So if you really want to know, you can go look at those. And the other ones were like Pokemon Platinum, and then Fusion Fall, I believe, and then Marvel vs. Capcom, and then I think I put Freeze on there, but Dragon Ball FighterZ, I mean, I loved it, but it wasn't my favorite. It would be Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on there. So, and then FNAF, of course. So if you looked at that, those are pretty much all my favorites on there. To really answer the next question, the first game, and I don't think it's necessarily the first game I ever played, but the first game I can remember playing were two games that are like in my head, and I can't get both of them out for some reason. I know for sure this wasn't the Incredibles game. I used to play that sucker all the time, and I can't get that out of my head for some reason, but I know that's not the first one I played. I want to say that it was Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes, because that one, or Clash of Heroes, it was one of the two. That one really stuck with me. And I believe that's like kind of like one of the first games I ever touched, and was one, or at least one of the first games that had a big impact on me. So I would say like those two are in my fondest memory, but I don't remember the first one I ever played. But I guess the first one I remember playing is Marvel vs. Capcom. So guys, that was mainly the YouTube comments that I got for those questions that I just answered right there. And I wasn't expecting too many from there, because I got a lot from my Discord channel. And if y'all haven't already, there's a description down below if you want to join. Hey, if you don't want to, that's on you, whatever, you know, you do you kind of thing. But it is all cool. I've just been asked a lot of questions on here, so feel free to join and ask questions in the future on here, and I will answer those as well for my next Q&A video. But my first question from Discord is actually from a mod of mine, and is from Darth Slade. And if you don't know him, he's a cool guy. He does Mixer. Go check him out. He asked me, what race from Dragon Ball would you want to be, Saiyan, Namekian, etc.? So it's kind of hard to answer like what I want to be, because if I were to say like what I want to be, like if I was in the anime universe of Dragon Ball, I would want to be Frieza's race, which is an ice gen. It actually doesn't have like a real specific name, but I would want to be Frieza's race at least, because I don't know. Frieza's just always been one of my favorite villains, and for some reason, I just always wanted to like be part of his race because it just seems like so cool, even though he's apparently like an anomaly in the race, so I don't know how that works out, but still, it's just something different because I feel like everybody's gonna go with Saiyan and all that. But then again, if I was still in the real world, definitely Saiyan, because I don't want to be known as, oh my god, there goes that alien, and then I'm like, you know, bombarded by scientists and gonna be dissected and all this and that crap, where I couldn't even stay on Earth anymore and enjoy my time. At least being a Saiyan, I can just kind of like be like, yep, I'm human, don't mind me. Do you see that tail back there? Yeah, that's just cosplay. You know, I'm going to the convention later. Yeah, you got me. You know, that type of thing. I could be at least like that with a Saiyan, but like anything else would be like pretty hard. And you don't want to just be human. I mean, come on. You're already human. So we actually have another question by another mod, and she's been around for a very, very long time. Midnight Mandy. So she asked me, what in your opinion are the most important pillars of a good life? Explain each. Ooh, see, like I've been kind of thinking about that ever since she asked it. So I guess what I would say for a good life, one definitely would be humility. You need humility in order to make sure that you know that you're not getting too prideful, because we all know that pride leads to great destruction of yourself, because if you think you're all that and you don't need anybody's help, or you don't think you need to go to somewhere else and get help or anything like that, if you just have a lot of self-pride, that can be very detrimental to you and just lead to a very negative life. So I definitely say humility is definitely one. Positivity, I think I know people are like, oh, but I'm a realist, and you know, they're being a little edgy with that. But I think everyone needs a little positivity in your life, because if you have nothing to look forward to, if you have nothing good to think about, and if you don't believe that nothing in life has anything to offer for goodness, then what's the purpose of living? You know what I'm saying? And I know, you know, people go through depression and all that. And I mean, that's not necessarily what I'm talking about, though, because, you know, that's an actual condition that people can't help. But what I'm saying is that everybody should at least try and look on the positive side here and there. I mean, obviously, some people have crappier lives, and, you know, sometimes we have crappy moments in ours. It happens. It's life. But if you don't try and look on the positive things from time to time, at least once, you know, once in a while, I was gonna say like once a week, but there's really no scheduled date for positivity. I'm just saying that you should always try and be positive in order to try and have a happier and healthier life. I would definitely say being kind to others is another pillar, just because if you're not kind to others, how are you gonna expect that same treatment back? First of all, I mean, that's a little like selfish thinking, but it's still relevant. But also, you should just always have that kindness of wanting to help your fellow human out. It leads to bigger and better things. You know what they say, giving to others is better than giving to yourself. Actually, that's not how they say it, but you know, giving back to others is better than getting yourself, basically. I'm trying to speak all this philosophical crap, and I can't because it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But you get what I'm saying, that you have to be kind to others in order for you to feel good. Like, feeling good is such a good feeling. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. So what I meant to say was basically like feeling that kind of an emotion whenever you help someone is the best feeling that you can ever feel. I know when I do like a lot of volunteer services, a lot of community services, and I help people out, it's one of the best feelings I've ever had, because I know I'm making a difference in their life. And whether you believe that you make a difference in the world or not, that's totally up to you to kind of figure out and think about yourselves, because that's kind of a thing that we all think about. Are we really making a difference in the world? But I think just making little differences, you know, little droplets in the puddle, that is life. I think it can have a big ripple effect, and you might not realize it. But even if you touch one person's life, that is one person's life that may have been unhappy and that really needed you in order to make their life happy at that moment, and then for them to continue to grow on that happiness. You never know. I mean, you never know who you can help out at one time. You never know the deepest and darkest things that people are withholding within them. And maybe even a simple hi, simple hey, how you doing could save them. You never really know. So those are kind of like the 3 pillars. I know there's probably like there's usually like 5, but just so I don't take up too much time on this video, because I already feel it's gonna be long, those are like the main 3 ones I would say you would need to have a good life. Okay, so this was a question from Blazed Out. So he's also a good friend of mine, Fusion Fall buddy. Same with Epics. They're kind of like my 2 buddies that I always know, and along with Shiro. They're always the people I know, hey, if I need like something Fusion Fall or something like that, I can always go to, but they've been around such a long time. So he asked, what is my biggest regret of my life? Ooh, that is kind of a good question. I don't know exactly if I have like a true biggest regret. I mean, of course there are things I wish just wouldn't happen, but you know, it's just bad for us to stay and dwell in the past and be like, oh, if I, you know, the shoulda, woulda, couldas. It just does not make for a happy and healthy life, because you just dwell on those. But I will say, one thing I do wish I did sooner would be that I wish I got out of my shell earlier than when I did, because I mean, I'm not gonna say like I was this like horribly shy kid and I just couldn't talk to anybody, but like you know, junior high is kind of when I started to find myself a little bit, but I was still not nearly, like, I felt like I was out of place, like I felt like I was an outcast from time to time. You know, sometimes I still do. I think everybody does from here to there, but you know, it wasn't really until I started finding myself near the end of freshman year, going into sophomore year, that I felt like, hey, I have my life somewhat together here. I know what I'm doing. I know like who my friends are, and especially my senior year, that really all came down ironclad. So really, I guess it was just not getting out as much as I wish I could have, and just not getting out sooner than I wish I could have. Really is my biggest regret of life, at least that what I can think of now. So Cal Time, hey, he asked me, what is my favorite food? It's always changing. Honestly, I don't. It's kind of hard to have like a favorite food in general, because it's just what I'm in the mood in. But like some of my favorites are the mushroom Swiss burger from Whataburger. That's always good. Chicken strips is always like a classic. Good pizza, and when I say good pizza, like Marco's Pizza, ooh, that is good pizza, man. And barbecue, I am almost always down for a good barbecue of almost any meat. Yeah, you can tell I eat a lot. I need to stop. No, I was gonna say I'm joking, but then again, I'm not. I don't know. This turned a little bit more serious than it needed to be. Good job, Jordan. But yeah, those are like some of my favorites. I don't like specifically have a favorite one. It just kind of depends on what mood I am. I have Diamond Armor, I Can't Die, which I believe is also Storm. He asks, how old are you? Well, the time I created my channel, and this is going to go a little bit off, but the time I created my channel, I was 17, and now I am 20. So it's been almost 3 years since I've been on this channel, you guys. 3 freaking years. If I haven't been enjoying it, I haven't been trying to slow down. I've been trying to keep it on and trying to do what I can for you guys, especially trying to keep that good content train rolling out. So yeah, I'm currently 20 though right now. So my friend Nicole, as I've said, she asked a lot of questions, so I'm just going to answer her 5 questions that are here at the top that you can see. But thank you, Nicole, of course. I'm not saying like, oh, how dare she has so many questions. No, this is actually very good, because it could be definitely useful in, you know, future Q&A videos. So thank you for that, Nicole. But she's also another fellow mod of mine, and she's been a very, very close friend of mine. I mean, I've known this woman... do you like how I say woman, Nicole? Since freaking elementary school, you guys. So like, yeah, we've been around quite a while. We're both old together. But I'm just gonna name her 5 questions out in bulk, and then I'll answer them as I go along. So her first question was, what do you hope never changes? What songs have you completely memorized? What skill would you like to master? What movie title describes your life? And the final question, what TV channel doesn't exist but really should? Or what TV channel do you wish existed? So the first one, what do I hope never changes? I just hope that and I'm gonna sound a little like, oh, look at Jordan, the good one as always, or something like, like I'm gonna sound very arrogant. But I just hope that myself really never changes. I mean, if growth happens. But what I'm saying by changes, I don't ever want to try and become fake, something that I'm not. I've really tried to stick to my guns about that, especially on YouTube, because YouTube, you can create your own freaking persona for anything. But I've really tried to stay close to what I feel like I am as a genuine person. And I don't want to be that one that's like, oh, look at all this clickbaity crap that it can get so many subs and all that in. That's not what I'm after. And that's not what I want to be. So I guess really, I don't want myself to change into something that I'm not. The second one was, songs have I completely memorized? Honestly, none. Because I mean, there are a few that I have that I know a lot of the words to. But the thing is, I think like a lot of the songs, I just say random crap sometimes. So I haven't even really memorized them. I just kind of say, oh, blah, 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 yeah, I know what they're saying. Not really, that kind of thing. I do, and people are gonna say, oh, look at you being edgy once again. I do know a lot of Evanescence songs. Hey, I love Evanescence. If y'all haven't seen Amy Lee, fine singer right there. Fine singer, nothing else. Y'all don't be misquoting me. But yes, I know a lot of Evanescence songs, so some of those I could be like, oh yeah, I know what this is saying, and I'll just say some other random crap. So I guess I don't really have anything truly memorized, but I do have things that I know really well, and songs that I could tell you most of the lyrics, kind of, yeah. The next one was, what skill would you like to master? Something I really wish I could learn more about. I mean, I started to a little bit, but it's computer science and coding. I really wish I could master that. That's one thing that has always I couldn't get. I think it's because of the monotony and how tedious it was, just checking through all your coding, making sure that you don't have one single error, because if you do, whole coding's gonna basically shut down. Yeah, so I wish I could master that. That's one of I think hardest skills to try and master anyways, but still, I just wish I could have a firmer grasp on it, and I wish I could understand exactly what all went into it, because it's one of the passions that I had for becoming a video game designer in the beginning, or video game programmer, I mean, and I took a class on it in high school my senior year, and I was like, okay, this is not for me, so never mind. Yeah, so there's one thing I really wish I could master. So a movie title to describe my life, that's a little interesting. But the first thing that popped into my mind, and I have actually never even seen this movie, but I remember I saw it when I was looking up Walking Dead stuff, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a funny title. So Dead Man Walking or something like that, because that's just how I always feel. I just always feel perpetually tired no matter how much sleep I get, which actually that's a bad sign, and I probably should go get that checked out. But yeah, I just always feel perpetually tired. No amount of sleep really gets me up and active anymore. I just feel yep, this is adulthood now. Get used to it, Jordan. The next one, and the last one that she asked, what TV channel doesn't exist but really should, or what TV channel do you wish existed? I wish, because you have your ones that are always talking about, what is it? I don't think it's National Geographic, is it? Or maybe it is the one that's always talking about the aliens and extraterrestrial life and how it's all real. I wish there was a specific channel though that talked about science, faith, and tried to combine all of that together in different debates and different arguments, how you can prove things are wrong, how you don't prove things are real. That would be actually really cool, and I would watch that a lot, because if y'all know me, I am a man of Christianity, so I definitely believe in, you know, spiritual things like that. But I'm also a big man of science because I love a lot of things sciences, you know, like, and it would be really interesting to try and find a channel or like some kind of show that like kind of blended all that in together into one big melting pot of all that, I guess you could say, and it'd just be really freaking interesting. I don't know, I would watch that a lot because I bet there would be like interesting debates, interesting topics to cover, and like a lot of the stuff. And I mean, like I said, there's like the ancient aliens and all that, but that's like, I don't know, that's like a little bit different. It's just, it's not even like putting like science into there. It's more of just like, hey, there's aliens out there and I think they exist, so yeah, and this is all the reasons why they exist, but can I really tell you about it in science? I don't know. So I don't know, that's what I feel like it is, but you can have your different opinion, I guess, on that. Another person in the Discord, Joseph the Chimp, my friend, he asked, do I like ice cream? Why, my good sir, I love ice cream, and I could pretty much eat any ice cream except for mint chocolate chip. I'm sorry, I can't stand anything mint. I literally can't. I can't stand mint flavored anything. I don't even know. I can't even stand mint flavored gum. I just don't like mint. I don't know what it is about it. I can't stand mint. I'm sorry. But pretty much almost everything else, really and truly, I could eat as ice cream. My favorite is definitely chocolate chip cookie dough. Ooh, I could eat that all day. Wedding cake. Ooh, wedding cake is also good. Now I'm gonna go into all the different ice creams. You just asked, do I like ice cream? Yes. To answer that question shortly, yes, I love ice cream. One of my other close friends asked, am I allowed to post the emote I made in here? And if y'all don't know, he made an emote of me, and this is what the emote looks like. This is actually a thing from a video. I know. Looking horror through my face, even though my face probably normally looks like that. Anyways, you know what? No, that's just me perpetually, because that's what I feel. That is my mood all the time. Also, being perpetually tired and being perpetually like, oh. This is from a Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm not too sure exactly which video it was, but it's from one of those videos in the series that I made that face, and so I am now a living emote from that face. So thank you, Evan. I appreciate that. Shiro Luffy, he asked, have you ever played DDLC, which is Doki Doki Literature Club? No, I have not. I've been spoiled on some of the things, unfortunately, because it's been so long. But I've never played it, and I don't know exactly the full story besides the other things I've been spoiled on, basically. But I do plan to play it on the channel. Stay tuned for that. He also asked, what's your favorite Fusion Fall NPC? Definitely Grimm. Grimm is just my favorite Cartoon Network character of all time, really. So, I don't know. It's just biased. It's just Grimm. Yeah. Grimm's just a big favorite character of mine. It might have something to do with, you know, I was talking about, I'm a Christian. But I'm going to say over here, I don't know. I like also the Grim Reaper. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. Y'all already know this, but apparently I have like a fascination with the Grim Reaper. Not like a big fascination, but like, I don't know. I just think he's cool with the big scythe and all that. Looks menacing. So Amazing B, he asked, do I know how to speak French? No, no, I do not. He said, if any response, say, aujourd'hui, je me suis fait attraper par la femme de Betty. I probably like butchered the crap out of that, but it makes sense why he asked me that, because he kind of would know French from the region that he's at. But that's, yeah, no, I unfortunately, buddy, I do not. I do not at all. I wish I could know more languages. I don't even know my cultural language, okay? I don't even really know Spanish to begin with, and I'm half Hispanic over here, and all I know is English. I mean, I'm not even 100% good at English either, so what the hell am I good at? This is just gonna be me self-depriving myself. You know what? I'm not even answering questions at this point. I'm just depriving myself of everything, because you know what? Maybe I deserve that, because life is just hard. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyways, no, I do not know French. Sadly, I wish I did. But... So I'm gonna answer a few more of these, and because I answered a lot of Nicole, so I want to make sure I answer a few more of everybody else's, but that was pretty much everybody else's. At least one time I got a response out of everybody out there who asked me a question. So I'm just going to go back and answer a few more from people who have already asked me questions before. Like Epics, he asked me, what is my 10-year plan? So that's kind of like an interesting question. Definitely, you know, in the next like 3 years ish, about finish up college is definitely like my priority. And then after that, you know, hopefully by the time I had like a good internship and I start going into the work field immediately after I get out of college, because you know I'm gonna have to pay off the student loans and that's gonna be fun to do. But I pretty much know what I want to do, almost basically like franchise a business or own my own business. It kind of depends on how, you know, exactly where I go, but I know I want to do one of those two. So that's like my end goal for all that, and I can hope I would do that in 10 years. I mean, that's pretty much the goal. But definitely to have like a high rank in a job wherever I'm at, definitely some kind of management position or something like that, because that I can handle. I am good at work. If I need to do something with work, I am going to do it. That's the kind of person I am. So that's kind of like my 10-year plan, is to eventually get to the franchising and owning a business, basically. Darth Slade also asked, draw my life video? Yes, in the future. Not exactly just yet, because I don't feel like I'm quite there yet, but we'll get there. I will. Don't worry. We got you. Blaze also asked, what degree are you aiming for by the time you graduate? Business management and communications. Those are the 2 degrees I am shooting for right now. Loving them both. I'm doing just fine in both of them. I mean, it's weird because business, you got like the mathy side of things, and then for like communications, you got like a lot of the writing things. So it's pretty interesting, and speaking. So it's pretty interesting that I have to like basically still utilize what the core elements were in school. So, you know, besides history, really, I mean, you know, some history, but barely any, not as much as I used to. So pretty interesting. What is the first vidya game? I know, I like how you put vidya you played, and I think I kind of answered this. I don't exactly remember, but Marvel vs. Capcom was definitely the first one I can definitely remember playing. It's been a while, so I'm not too sure, but that is the first one I can kind of remember playing. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually going to be the last one, and this one is also from Mandy once again, and she asked, if one animal was made the size of a whale, which would be the scariest? Now, that is actually kind of like an interesting question. I would have to say, because I was thinking like, what are the carnivores? What are the big carnivores that could try and kill us, like a wolf or something like that? But you know what would be actually really scary? Is I was thinking like, what if like a parasite, like a parasitic wasp, because usually like those wasps will go after other like insects, like a worm or a tarantula or something like that, and they'll like sting you, and then they'll put like their eggs inside of them, and then like they'll like eat you from the inside. But what would happen if they were the freaking size of the whale and they could easily sting one of us? Can y'all imagine that for a second? It would be almost like hard to annihilate them. For one, they would be an unstoppable force of killing machines that would literally be able to hatch babies inside of us, and they would eat all of our innards. And there would almost be like no way to truly stop it, because there would be like, if you know, like insects can breed so much, so there would just be an influx of big insects coming our way. And even if you're like, oh well, you know, medical marvels and all this and that could definitely do it, maybe potentially with us, but like then you got to think of the other big animals that are out there and how they can affect them, and then there's just going to be more of them growing and growing and growing. The insect population would overtake us from like the parasitic wasp. So I'd be actually really scared of that. And like, yeah, that's like, I forget all the rest of the freaking carnivores. Parasites are the scariest types of creatures out there. Don't you forget that parasites are freaky as hell. But anyways, guys, that will be all the questions for today. I know I didn't get through all of them, but like I said, I will try and get through the rest, or at least a good chunk of them for the next Q&A. I just want to try and get through everybody at least, and try and get some questions, like double up on some questions if y'all ask more than one. So I try to do that. I don't want to make this video too long, but I already know it's going to be long. So just bear with me. And I know editing is gonna be fun because I messed up a lot of things. So yeah, but that's not something y'all have to worry about. But I had a lot of fun. Thank y'all for so much for coming out and asking all these questions. Y'all know I always appreciate y'all supporting me and always doing this and that for me, whether you're on the streams or on the videos. So I appreciate it, you guys, and I'm glad I got to answer these questions. These were fun to do, and I can't wait until my next Q&A video when I'll get to answer the rest of them and more of the other questions from different people, because that would be interesting. Y'all had some really good questions out there, and I think these were, yeah, I mean, none of them got like really personal, like, oh, let's keep this darkest secret of your life or something like that, but it was still an interesting answer, you know. So yeah, for today's video though, guys, that'll be all. So thank y'all so much for coming out, and I appreciate y'all know I do, and I will see all of y'all in the next video or stream. Bye guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. I was gonna try a Keemstar thing, but never mind. I'll see y'all guys later. Peace out, guys. Take care. God bless. Peace out.